Ladies and gentlemen, it's the race that stopped the nation. It's the podcast that stopped the nation, the Red Hot Underdogs. I am AnzaK, and with me tonight is the ever incredible, long contained, often imitated, never duplicated. Put your hands together. The host with the most, it's Drewy. And
Hey, buddy.
We're racing.
We're absolutely racing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast that is equivalent to a horse not only finishing last, but crossing the finish line in an ambulance.
Yes, and that's happened in Melbourne Cups before, hasn't it? Or horses not finishing, leaving in an ambulance. That's what we are. We're leaving in an ambulance.
It has. It's funny that you mention this. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but back in 2014,
yes,
you have a mate. Now, everyone's got a mate that knows X, Y, and Z about horse racing, or at least they tell you that they do.
The big fan of the Red Hot Underdogs. Shout out to Benny Lee.
Yes. So I remember back then, this guy and you also said, because his Ben Lee bloke said, put your hard-earned, cold, hard cash on Admire-Racti.
Yes.
Now, I put $50 on Admire-Racti and literally burnt that thing in my hand. I got the trifecta on him that day. He finished last, he had a heart attack, and he died.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yes, brilliant tip.
But he didn't actually finish, did it? It died during the race. Is that right?
No, apparently it finished last and then got back to the stable and then had a heart attack.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't as bad as what was first made out, but shout out to your mate for that choice tip.
Yeah.
Wait with bated breath for his next one, or do I?
Look, before we get into the race, can I show you this little cup I've got? What do you think?
Absolutely. Oh, it's beautiful.
Foster's Melbourne Cup, 1985. And look at that. Foster's Melbourne Cup, 1985. I thought I'd put it out there again. First person or best comment, whatever it is, wins this. Does that sound good?
Oh, beautiful. Excellent.
Leave it right.
It encapsulates it perfectly. I've got another 2 prizes to go with that also. I think we should also include a box of favourites because there'll be a few people picking some favourites on Melbourne Cup Day.
Well said.
And I also bid this week for the most iconic horse in Melbourne Cup history, Far Lap's Right Testicle, and I won that. So you'll also get Far Lap's Right Testicle in a glass jar. Yeah, along with your favourites and that glass. It's a great prize.
Preserved forever.
Yeah. I tried to bid for the left testicle also.
Yep.
But an Indian man won that, Mr. Venkatragavan Venkatapati Raju. Yep. He actually owns a restaurant that specifically sells animal testicles.
Left and right, or just left?
Either or.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the kicker. The name of his restaurant, believe it or not, is Strictly Ballroom. So shout out to you, sir. But all good.
I'm going there tonight. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Chow down on a bit of ball. So have you actually picked a trifecta or a winner?
I have. And should we smash that straight away? Do you want
let's do that. Let's knock that on the head.
I'm going for straight off the bat, Buckaroo, who's the favourite at 550. Do you want me to tell you a little bit about Buckaroo? Okay.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, so he's the favourite, so it's the quality horse. He's got all the names associated with him, and there you go. That's all I'm going to say. Put your house on Buckaroo. And
beautiful.
Do you want to know the next horse I have?
Absolutely.
Okay, the next horse I like is is the Sushi horse. Okay.
Okay, very good.
Okita Sushi. And
Yes.
I'll tell you why. Number one,
Why?
great horse. Number
Yes.
two, I think he's going to win all place. And number three, everybody loves sushi.
Yeah, they're good reasons. Very good reasons.
And
Excellent.
the other one is the one smooth operator, all one word. All one word.
Yes.
I mean, why? I mean, this. I just saw that and I just thought, this is a great horse. What a great name. And it's kind of intelligent, isn't it? One smooth operator.
It is.
All
It
one.
is.
I mean, it's not when you say those three words, you can't say one
No.
smooth
Very good.
operator. You just say
Yes.
one smooth operator.
One smooth operator.
Rolls
That's
off the
awesome.
tongue. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's my 3 tips, Drewy. And
It
it
really
was a
does.
bit stressful picking some. I actually found
Yeah.
the episode a little bit stressful. I'm like, oh my goodness, there's just so many people that know so much about this one short race.
Bloody,
And
I know, me too.
everybody's
And
an expert. Yeah.
yeah. And there are levels at it, like
Yeah.
your knowledge.
Yeah.
And our level must be even below foyer level. We're probably car park level.
Oh yeah, we're car park. Yeah.
We're lower ground car park.
We're
the lowest
barrier
ground car
24.
park.
We're the car park. We're
Yeah,
car park.
yeah.
But that's okay because we know we are. We accept
Yes.
we are. And
Yeah.
funny enough, I've said 3 really good horses, not even any underdog ones.
No, it's good.
we should-
Me too.
We should, yeah. Well, let's hear you. I've rambled on enough. What are your 3 tips, and do you have any underdogs in there?
So if I was picking a trifecta, the one to come first, funnily enough, is the last one you mentioned, One Smooth Operator
Why?
at $8.
Yep.
I kind of thought about it, and not only did I like the name, but I thought, what is a horse's name that is completely the opposite to who I am and what I stand for as a person?
One smooth
And it
operator.
had to be none other than Smooth Operator. I'm about as smooth as static on the radio.
You're the opposite. What would the opposite of one smooth operator? It'd be the opposite of one, which is infinity. The opposite of smooth, which is rough. It'd be infinity, rough, operator. The opposite of operating is not
too rough bludgers. Yeah, maybe.
Yep. Infinity, rough bludgers. There you go. That's what you are.
Correct. So then the second one I had is Absurde, which is $10.
Absurd. Let me hear that one. Absurd. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Tell us about why that one.
Because it's absurd to think that I know anything about horse racing that I can actually put in a viable tip.
Yes, exactly.
So
said.
My third place was Land Legend.
Oh, what a legend. Seriously.
Why did I have Land Legend?
Yeah.
Because I do gardening as a job when I'm not an absolutely low bargain basement YouTuber / podcaster.
Yeah.
I am a self-confessed legend in the garden.
You are.
So I went for Land Legend, even if I do say so myself.
Legend of the land. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
In my own lunchtime, paying $15.
Yep.
So I also threw in a bet. So if I was just to back the one winner, it'd be One Smooth Operator. But I actually put in a bet that actually isn't one that exists, and I call it the Stairway to Heaven bet, or the Stairway to Heaven tip, which is the horse that you think will die during the race.
Goodness. Well, this is the first time I've heard that. Yeah. Let's hear. Yep.
Now, it's not a particularly politically correct tip, and people often get triggered by it. Just for the record, horses are beautiful, majestic animals, and I really love them.
Yes.
My Stairway to Heaven tip is a horse from Ireland called Mostly Cloudy.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, but there's no clouds in heaven, right? It's just all clear skies. So,
Well, maybe. We don't know.
you
It's
don't know.
just going on
Yeah.
hearsay.
Yeah.
We've been sold the dream. We just don't know what the dream looks like.
Yeah. And look, I saw there's one that's a roughie called Positivity. I mean, there's a little bit of
Yes.
irony in there, is there as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to give a quick shout out to both
Yeah.
Big W and Kmart.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
two letters came through for me because I went for like a jockey ensemble here today.
Yeah.
Now, most people probably just think that it's a dude with bad, questionable fashion sense, which it probably is. But
That's what I thought. So,
I
what jockeys
I
are
love
helmet?
yeah, you look very racing savvy there in
Yeah,
your
I
goal.
do have a bow tie, but my neck's
Yeah.
too fat for it to fit, you know.
Ah, okay.
And
Okay.
and I did have another option too while we're talking about
Yes.
fashion on the field, Drewy.
Yes.
Um,
Mm.
got this hat here. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I wore a white pinstripe suit, and I know which
Yes.
year it was at the Melbourne Cup. Okay.
Yeah.
If no other than the legend Grovesy
Yes.
won in Melbourne, and I've got a pin there, and look at that. That says
Beautiful.
2010
Yeah.
Emirates Melbourne Cup. So I
Oh,
have the
wonderful.
pin. I could even.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good to see we've both been dressed for the occasion.
Yeah.
I haven't worn stripes since my stint in Silverwater Jail, so
Yeah.
it's good to be reacquainted with it again.
Yeah, yeah. Look, they suit you.
The only problem is that my previous clothes from Silverwater Jail, I actually wasn't able to take it with me as a memento. It had to be a hand-me-down for the next prisoner because the budget in the jail wasn't enough for them to actually take my threads with me. So, shout out to that person now wearing my old threads.
Shout out. So,
Beautiful.
how do you want to do this, Drewy? What's your plan of attack? So we've given our horses, we've given our
Okay.
favorites. Did you want
You
to?
know what?
Yep.
I've thought about this. There are lots of experts out there who know when each horse shits and when it goes to sleep and how many beads of sweat it has on its forehead. But being the red hot underdogs, I feel we should cater for the underdogs.
Yeah.
So if you're coming into the Melbourne Cup at a car park, a lower car park level as we are, not even a foyer level.
Yeah.
I've got a few maybe tips, or not tips, but facts for you to consider when making a very novice considered judgment on who you're going to tip.
Novice facts. Yes. Yes.
So I'm just going to deliver a few for you. I won't waffle on too much, but
No.
here it is for all you
Waffle.
people.
Waffle away. Waffle on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our first one.
Yep.
Since 2008, internationally trained horses have won the Melbourne Cup. So that's something to consider.
Since 2008,
Yeah.
not
2008, since the year 2000.
Yes.
Since the year 2000,
yes.
8 internationally trained horses have won the Melbourne Cup. Thanks
Okay.
for clearing that up.
Yep.
So that doesn't seem a lot to me.
No.
So that's something to consider.
Yep.
Here's a big one. Now this is one really to consider.
Yep.
Since 2005, which I believe was when Makybe Diva won the Melbourne Cup,
Yep.
only 2 favourites have won the Melbourne Cup since
wow.
2005.
Oh my god! In 20 years, only 2 favourites have won the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, that's a long time. Well, 19 years, but yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So if you're looking for barriers, if you're a numbers geek,
yeah. Yep.
barriers 11 and 5 are the most winning barriers in Melbourne Cup history.
Yep.
So barrier 11 actually has 8 wins and barrier 5 has 7.
So they like to be in the middle. They don't want to be in the car park.
Yeah, you don't want to be an outsider.
Yeah, they want to be in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, I've spent my entire life running from the outside, so I can sympathise with those outside horses.
Yep.
If you want to go to the other side of the scale, the other end, barriers 6, 12, 15, 22, and 24 are all on the longest winless streaks. So
Or
if you're a
20,
numbers
20 is
guy,
24 the
these are
worst,
the
or
numbers geek.
is
Huh?
24 the worst, or is 1 the worst? Which one's the worst?
I haven't looked that deeply into it.
24.
All I know is that
Yeah.
barriers 6, 12, 15, 22, and 24 all have the longest winless streaks.
Yeah, well, 12's good. So why is that never won? Just luck. And
Just a ships in the night thing, I guess. It just hasn't performed on the day from that barrier, to be honest.
And this race has been going for so long. I don't know the date, but you can think back to where you look at all the soldiers from the world wars, the Aussies sitting and watching the Melbourne Cup, and it really, what I like to say, great Australian culture.
Yes, bloody oath. The other one I've got for people is that 4 and 5-year-old horses have won the Cup 90 times, 45 times a piece. So there you go.
Okay, so
it's food for thought.
Well, that's just saying that, a horse prime is that age. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So 4 and 5-year-old horses might not be a bad bet for you.
It sounds young, doesn't it, though? Doesn't it? A 4-year-old horse. Yeah.
Yeah, well, but apparently looking at that past, maybe that's when it's hitting its prime.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that I know much about primes, because mine was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
The other one, so 3 local lead-up races, the Cox Plate, Caulfield Cup, and Geelong Cup. So they have produced 15 winners.
Yep.
Up until this point since the year 2000. So since the year 2000, winners of the Melbourne Cup, 6 have won the Cox Plate, 6 have won the Caulfield Cup, and 3 have won the Geelong Cup in the lead up to the Melbourne Cup since 2000.
Okay, so if you've won one of those cups before the Melbourne Cup, your chances of winning the cup statistically better.
Pretty decent. I walked all the way through China and Egypt to explain that and get any clarity, but we got there in the end.
Yeah.
So, there's also another one. So throughout the history of the Melbourne Cup, 14 mares have won the Melbourne Cup 14 times.
Okay.
For those who don't know, a mare is a female adult horse.
Yes.
A stallion, which is a male horse, they've won 72 times.
Yep.
And geldings have won 55 times. And for those who don't know what a gelding is, it's a poor old male horse that's been castrated.
Yep.
Yeah. I think there are probably a few human geldings in society, or humans that probably should be geldings in society. So geldings have won 55 times, and there are just a few stats to consider.
Drewy, just to stop you there, I just got a text message. Not going to believe it. I actually asked amazing jockey to join us tonight. Okay.
Yes.
His name is Pietro.
Yeah.
And I just got a reply. Hey, Julian. So sorry I forgot to get back to you. I can't today because I said you want to do the podcast on. I'm driving with a full car back home from Hill Races. Maybe he means the races.
Okay.
I'm definitely keen to help you and jump on. I just can't do today or tomorrow as I'm driving. Okay.
That's
tomorrow,
okay.
I'll be sweating at 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. and then I'll be in the car driving to Interfale Races. So there we go. We might even do if he says, let's do another one, then we're going to do another one. you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Pick
absolutely.
someone that knows what they're talking about, not us
Yeah.
that are just,
Yeah, that's
turning mountains, from molehills. Or what's that saying? We're just creating, we're just like, we are,
we are.
Yeah.
We're flying by the seat of our pants. We're winging it.
That's what we're winging it. Yeah, of course we're winging
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So outside of the track,
Yeah.
now we've got all of that off our chest.
Yeah.
There are a number of corporate tents.
Yes.
But the one that's really in demand this year
Yes.
is the NRL tent.
Yes. Yes. Rugby league.
So,
The greatest game in the world.
correct.
Yep.
And boy, have they brung the fire and the heat. You don't want to go to the Moe Shandon tent.
No.
You don't want to go to the Christian Dior tent.
No.
You want to go to the NRL tent.
Rugby league.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can tell you they've added a few things to this NRL tent this year.
Yes.
They've added powder rooms.
Powder room.
Traditionally, a powder room
room's okay.
is for a toilet.
Yeah. Okay.
So there'll be plenty of wags
Yes, wow.
and current players and ex-players and a few very lucky pundits who get in
Yes.
will be able to powder their nose in the powder room.
Yep. The rugby league. Seriously, is there a rugby league tent?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the one, mate. You got to get your nose powdered in this tent. Obviously,
I didn't know if it was the whole thing was a joke or just that part was a joke. But yes, rugby league and that'd be a place to be. There'd be a lot of shenanigans going on in that.
Look, and it's a controlled environment. So they've got this mantra this year around the rugby league tent. So it's sort of where the sins of the past meet the redemption and reconciliation of the future in a controlled environment of fun. So they're also going to have life-size Todd Carney statues that are actually beer bubblers. So when you enter this actual tent, you push a button on the Todd Carney shaft.
Yes, push.
Of his appendage of this particular statue.
Just once.
And it puts a laser accurate fountain of beer into your mouth.
Laser pinpoint accurate.
Seconds.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker. They've actually, Todd Carney's a really good sport. He added his voice to this particular venture. And after you finish your 30 seconds, he says, "You've just taken the piss."
Yes, he does. Yeah. It just reminds me of, you see those tragic photos of those people that have drunk too much at the Melbourne Cup. Half of them are hotties, in their beautiful dresses and their fascinators. And they just smashed it too hard. And there's too much mud on the field, and they're drunk, and the skirts are up and the dresses are off and the hair's out, and they just look messy, but they look awesome. Don't you love those photos?
I do, and I really love it when their parents are watching the evening news, and then all of a sudden they're like, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
They're so proud. But
people it's because of the champagne. People can't handle champagne. It's one of those drinks that, you're fine, you can drink it, you're sober, but after you've drank 2 or 3, you are blotto. You are
correct.
Yeah.
As 50 Cent said in the song Candy Shop, I'm on the champagne campaign. Yes. These girls are on the champagne campaign.
It's like you drink half a bottle of champagne, you're not drunk till, after you've drank it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a feel it as you're drinking it. That's the problem.
Yes.
And people get too wasted, and they're all wearing high heels, and they're not used to it. And those things are hard to walk in. I'm sure you've tried. They're not easy, high heels.
Well, not really, no, but I'll take your word for it because it sounds like you have.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Very difficult.
Did
Heel and toe. Heel first, then the toe. That's
your person toe. And here's a question that I got to
I know.
ask
Is that
you.
true? Is that how you walk in high heels? Got to ask.
I don't know, but you seem to be the one telling the story.
I could imagine you'd want to hit the heel first, right? Or do you just go straight for the toe? You just toe it.
Oh, it's got to be the heel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heel toe.
I'd imagine it's just the same principle as walking in regular shoes.
Or snowboard boots. Well,
Yes.
Gilmore.
Correct. I do have a question for you. In amongst all the messiness of the alcohol,
Yeah.
do you think that at least there's a couple each year, let's just say a stallion and a mare, the human version, each year conceive a child inside the racing gates?
Oh, yes.
Before everyone's left each year, do you reckon they go off for a little roll in the hay and there's a human conceived, at least one each year at Melbourne Cup?
There's a lot of love that happens on the Melbourne Cup. People fall in love on that magical first Tuesday of November. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
The answer is
they do.
Yes.
I've actually got not that I'm any great expert on romance and love, because I'm not.
No. But you're more an expert on that than the Melbourne Cup, let's be honest.
Yeah. In that department, as we discussed earlier, I'm the opposite to Onesmoothoperator.
Yes.
Both at tipping and when it comes to love.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I have got a few love tips for the single stallions out there.
Yes, looking for love at the Melbourne Cup, whether it be at the race or at the pubs or at the RSLs, wherever you might be, there'll be a lot of good-looking fillies out there and blokes out there. Let's hear it. Love tips.
Absolute smoke shows.
Yeah.
So we'll use the terminology mare, which is sort of like a mature female.
Yeah, mare.
So if you're a stallion, it's great to go. If you're on the prowl, it's good to find what I call a golden mare, which is a friendly, engaging woman who will also buy you a drink back every now and then. So obviously initiate the first drink, maybe the second drink.
Yes.
If you're going to buy 3 drinks in a row, 3 strikes and you're out for me. A keeper is one that will buy the third drink. If you're feeling a bit desperate and wanting to give her a 4th chance, a 4th at a stretch, but if she's taking the 4th drink and not buying anything back, then that's it. But usually 3 strikes and you're out, from my way of thinking.
Okay.
The opposite to the golden mare, which is a lovely girl and just brilliant, is the nightmare. At all costs, avoid the nightmare. She's the one that is dressed up to the nines. She gives you the odd touch on the arm. She'll usually give you a wrong phone number at the end of the day.
Well, they don't do phone numbers anymore, Drew. They do
X
do
and
X
Facebook.
And TikTok. You get people's So people don't give phone numbers anymore. Yeah.
See, I was born in 77. See, I'm showing my age.
You're out of the game. Yeah.
10 minutes. I don't use my phone to type. 10 minutes
to go. 10 minutes to go.
Wow, how quick does that go? So just on the nightmare situation, if you've got a nightmare. If you buy 3 or 4 drinks in a row.
Yes. For a young filly or young hottie. What you call them? You say filly. You said something else.
Okay. And she'll start using you as an ATM machine or an alcoholic vending machine.
Yes.
As soon as that happens, the red flags well and truly go up.
Get out of there.
Yeah. I've also just got, now I don't know about this because I work outside in a garden, but there are plenty of office parties
Yeah.
and office workers.
Yeah.
People to avoid taking advice from in the offices are the guy in the office that completely studies the guide to an absolute T the night before and pretends he thinks he knows everything that's going on.
And hasn't watched this podcast.
And hasn't watched this podcast.
That guy. Yeah.
Because remember, we're coming in at the lower car park level.
Yeah, you need this. You need the foundations. That's what we
Yes.
the foundations. Yes.
Not even the foyer level. The other one is the expert for a day expert.
Oh, yep. Expert for a day. Yep.
You've never heard him talk about bloody horse racing ever.
Never.
Then all of a sudden he comes out on the woodwork on Melbourne Cup Day and pretends that he's the Einstein or Bart Cummings of horse racing.
Yeah. He's Bart, not Simpson.
Yes.
Bart Cummings. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Different kind of Bart.
Different kind of Bart. The other one. There's only two of them, right?
Well, both kind of look equally as cartoonish.
Yes.
I'm not sure if Bart Cummings is still alive.
Yeah.
That's a podcast for another day. Your mate could probably tell us that.
Yeah.
That could be in a segment of Alive or Gone.
Yeah.
But
exactly. Yeah.
the other one is the guy who's got a friend who's an expert.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a mate who's a Robbo or a Stevo or a Paddo. But
We've all got
the exercise, we'll just say Robbo. Everyone's got a Robbo who never loses.
We've always got a Robbo. Yep. And you get more tips from Robbo. Everybody's got a tip from Robbo. My mate Robbo has given me this tip, and you tell everyone, and it never wins.
And he's bound to lead you down the garden path like your mate Ben, who led me to admire Racti back in 2014.
In Ben's defense, I have had many good tips. In my years, I know I don't gamble now, but I used to, and it was good fun. All those tipping, betting.
Shout out to the big guy. I actually believe you. I just think that it was just the first time I ever took a tip from this guy.
Yeah.
It finished last and it died.
Hey,
I lost my $50. But I believe there are good tips in him. I believe that I just got very unlucky.
Hey, it's really hard to tip on the Melbourne Cup. Is it the hardest? To pick the winner for the Melbourne Cup is the hardest race of the year.
Oh, 100%.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, how many horses are in there? Like 24 or something, I believe.
24 horses.
Yes. Mate, if you're just picking one winner out of 24, that's a lot to choose from. My odds aren't good at 50-50 just in general life.
Yeah.
What the hell chance have I got picking one in 24?
Not much. Very small. Yeah.
Let's be honest. I have trouble picking footy tips each weekend. How am I going to get 1 out of 24, let alone a trifecta?
It's capped at 24 as well, It's capped. Like it has been more in yesteryears. It was like 36 and stuff one year. And I think one year it actually was just 7. Just 7.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. 7 horses.
Imagine that race.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get the trifecta then, aren't you?
How anticlimactic. No, actually, I probably still wouldn't get the trifecta. And I probably still wouldn't be able to pick the winner.
Yeah. But 24, they've capped it, $8 million, and every year it's more money. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Mate, it's exciting. I love the fact that we've been able to dress up for this episode. Yeah. I'm not usually a horse man, but even I'm excited about the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's do it.
So I'm even going to leave halfway through mowing a lawn, even if the Melbourne Cup is on, and go, hey, you know what? Tomorrow's another day, and the horses await.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. What about you? You're pretty amped?
I was going to watch it at the pub, and I got an invite to with Angelo to watch it with him and his workmates and stuff. So I'll probably go there. What I love about the Melbourne Cup is being in Sydney, it's not a public holiday, or being in New South Wales, or being anywhere but Victoria, it's not a public holiday.
No,
The Victorians have the day off, right?
they do.
Everyone else does not get the day off. But if you work in many, many, many industries, it might as well be a day off, because usually what happens, you go into work, you're dressed up, okay? You get
Yes.
food, you get
Yes.
drinks, and you start eating and drinking by like 10 to 30. Like you get there at 9, do a little bit of work. It's not long before someone comes over and says, do you want to be in a sweep? And you're like, okay, well, can I pick that one? Can I pick this one?
Yeah.
It's all that stuff. You know that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
And before you know it, you're enjoying the day, and everybody's drinking, everybody's having a good time. The race is on at 3:00. Everyone's drunk, and then nobody works pretty much the whole day, and everybody goes home.
Absolutely.
Or parties more. Or goes and parties more.
Or parties more. No, it's good. It's a
better
great day
to work on Melbourne Cup Day. It actually is better. It not have a public holiday.
I'll take the public holiday, but even though I can't, but if I could have a choice, I probably would, because I'm lazy. But I get your point. It's more than valid. Hey, the other thing that I was just going to say is, you know how they've got fashions of the field? Yes. I'd like them to add one more category, not just best dressed and most beautiful.
Yes.
Worst fake tan.
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of orange women at the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
And particularly some of them, like their legs look like 2 bottles of Fanta wearing high heels. You get some horrendous fake tans.
Yeah.
Put that in your fashions on the field. What do you reckon?
And the prize is a bottle of Fanta.
Correct. You couldn't do better than that. It's a great prize.
Yeah. I mean, Coca-Cola would love it. Think of all that promotion. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're marking geniuses. Fanta, please hire us.
It made me think too, just, it's interesting. So Victoria get a public holiday on Melbourne Cup and a public holiday the day before the grand final.
Really?
Yeah.
Victorians don't want to work at all. I feel really tempted to move my gear to Victoria.
Well, and also, so that's 2 sporting related public holidays. I mean, does anybody else get a sporting related public holiday in the whole world? And Victorians
well, apparently Victorians actually work between their public holidays, from what I understand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, you just laid it right out there.
Less than 1 minute. We'll sum it up.
Yep. Giddy up this week. Giddy up for Tuesday. Hope everyone picks a winner.
Yep.
And if you're a single stallion, I hope you get a lovely mare.
Yep. And what about our picks again? So I said Buckaroo, and I said the Soushi one, the Okita Soushi, and we both said Onesmoothoperator, and you had a couple of others in there as well.
Yeah. So my number 1 was Onesmoothoperator. My number 2 was Absurde. My number 3 was Land Legend. If I was to pick a winner, it'd be Onesmoothoperator. And my Stairway to Heaven tip is Mostly Cloudy from Ireland.
Yes.
Mostly Cloudy's the horse. It's from Ireland.
Oh, yes.